Coach's Corner podcast. Every Monday night we do Goode and Faithful Servant Show. That's right, with my teammate Kerry Goode. Most of you know has ALS, Lou Gehrig's disease, and he blinks his words into the computer and it sends them to me and answers all the questions that I have. I read the chapter from his book. We deep dive into his book, Goode and Faithful Servant, and every week we take a chapter. This episode is brought to you by Sandy Sansing Chevrolet. Here on Coach's Corner, we try to inspire and educate the mind to think, the heart to feel, and the body to act. That's right, coming up on this episode, day 164, as Kerry breaks up his book into 195 days, 195 short chapters. We ask him a few questions after the end of every chapter. This one is titled, Trapped Behind the Nightstand. And you want to share this episode. I just asked the questions. These are Kerry's words. It's becoming more difficult for me to stand on my own. And I remember this was a few years ago he wrote this book, so he has lost total use of his legs and arms, even his voice. So let's remember that as we remember this episode. Yeah, it's becoming more difficult for me to stand, he says. Last night I dropped my earpiece behind the nightstands. In my bravado, I went after it. Surely I can do this. Several things have fallen. I've retrieved them all. I guess you could call me the chocolate retriever. Down on the floor I go. The descent was swift, like a rough 747 jet landing at Atlanta's Hartsfield-Jackson Airport. But I came to a complete stop between the nightstand and the bed. I'm wedged in and trying to figure out how to get up without someone seeing me. As fate would have it, it was my wife once again. Tanya, literally getting my butt out of a jam. She didn't say a word. She leaned over and tried to help me get up after several attempts on my own to do so. You should have seen the determination and the look on her face to get me off that floor. Scared the daylights out of me. I was afraid not to get up. As I struggled to my feet, I realized I won't have the strength to pick myself up much longer. But this isn't about me. It's about you, my friends, my family, our listeners, because I'm okay with that. It is what it is. It's exhausting to stand now anyway. Tomorrow when you get up, say a little prayer. I want you to thank God for blessings and the ability to walk. Please don't take it for granted. Get out, smell the roses, be inquisitive, and the only way to do that is to go places. Next time you complain about walking somewhere, don't. Think what it would be like if I couldn't walk. That's the end of the chapter. All right, KG, here's my first question for you. Scared, dependent, and grateful are the three lessons I learned from this chapter, KG. You were scared when you saw Tanja's face. Talk about the fear you both experienced.
Now, hold on just a minute. Come in close, because we're welcoming everybody back to the show. And I need y'all to know something right now. We missed you. We love you. And yes, Paul Tripoli already told me he filed a complaint because the vacation ended too fast. But we are here, we are live, and we are ready to talk about the moment I became a grown man trapped behind a nightstand, like a hostage in my own bedroom. Let's get into it. Family, last night I made a decision that can only be described as bold, brave, and absolutely ridiculous. I dropped my earpiece behind a nightstand. Now, any normal person would call for help, but not me. Oh no. I said to myself, Kerry, you are a chocolate retriever. You retrieve things. You retrieve with pride. You retrieve with confidence. You retrieve with the swagger of a man who has retrieved many fallen objects before. So down I went. And let me tell you, the descent was not graceful, it was not smooth, it was not holy, it was a full-blown crash landing. I hit that floor like a 747, touching down in Hartsfield-Jackson with a pilot who just learned how to fly yesterday. And then it happened. I came to a complete stop, wedged between the bed and the nightstand. I was stuck, I was trapped, I was pinned like a slice of cheese between two crackers. I tried to move, nothing. I tried to wiggle, nothing. I tried to pray. Even the Lord said, hold on, let me get Tanja. And as fate would have it, here she comes. My wife, my rescuer, my personal emergency response system. She leaned over, saw me stuck, and didn't say a word. But the look on her face said everything. She had that look that said, boy, if you don't get up off this floor right now, I'm going to drag you up by your soul. I was scared. I was dependent. I was grateful. I was all three at the same time. And let me tell you, when Tanja gets that look, you find strength you didn't know you had. I got up. I got upright. I got vertical. I got resurrected. But in that moment, I realized something. I won't always have the strength to pick myself up. And you know what? I'm okay with that because this isn't about me. It's about you, my friends, my family, my listeners. Tomorrow when you get up, say a little prayer. Thank God for the blessing of walking. Don't take it for granted. Get out, smell the roses. Be curious. Go places. And next time you complain about walking somewhere, don't. Think of what if I couldn't walk. Paul says scared, dependent, and grateful were the three lessons he learned from this chapter. And he wants to talk about the fear both me and Tanja experienced. Paul, let me tell you something. When I saw Tanja's face, I wasn't just scared. I was spiritually alarmed. The woman had the determination of a mama lifting a car off her child. She had the focus of a third in. She had the intensity of a referee who just off foul and is ready to blow the whistle with her O chest. And Tanja was scared too. Not scared that I was stuck, scared that I had the nerve to try this mess on myself, scared that she was going to have to explain to people how her husband got trapped behind a nightstand like a raccoon in the pantry. But underneath all that fear was love. Deep love, protective love, the kind of love that said, I will get you off this floor even if I have to use every muscle God gave me. That fear turned into gratitude. Gratitude that she was there, gratitude that I was safe, gratitude that I didn't have to do life alone. And that, Paul, is the beauty of the moment. Fear showed up, but love won.
Amen. Fear showed up, but love won. That pretty much says it all. We're all fearful. We're fearful things won't work out. However, if you love enough, that will be enough. Jesus said love is stronger than faith and hope. All right, KJ, my buddy, let's go on to question number 2. The second theme addresses dependence. Talk about losing your independence and realizing it's okay to depend and trust God to provide other people's help for you.
Paul, let me tell you something. Losing independence is not cute. It is not something you put on a resume. It sneaks up on you, it taps you on the shoulder, it whispers in your ear, and then one day you find yourself trapped behind a nightstand like a grown man who made several poor decisions in a row. At first, losing independence feels like somebody stole your car keys and your pride at the same time. You start thinking, wait a minute, I used to do them myself. I used to handle this. I used to be the one helping everybody else, and now I'm over here stuck between furniture like a decorative pillow. But here's the truth. The moment you realize you cannot do everything on your own anymore, something shifts. Something softens, something opens. Because dependence is not weakness. Dependence is wisdom. Dependence is humility. Dependence is the moment you stop pretending you are the entire Avengers team and admit you might need a little backup. And that is where God steps in. See, God will let you try to do things on your own. He will let you crawl behind a nightstand. He will let you attempt the mission, but when you get stuck, He sends help. He sends Tanya, He sends family, He sends friends, He sends caregivers. He sends people who show up with strength you don't have anymore. And here is the part that will make the audience holler. Depending on people is not a downgrade. It is an upgrade. Because when you depend on people God has, you are actually depending on God. You are trusting Him to provide. You are trusting Him to supply. You are trusting Him to put the right hands in your life at the right time. Losing independence taught me something powerful. I don't have to be the hero in every scene. Sometimes God says, sit down, I'm sending somebody else to lift you up. And that is okay, that is holy, that is healthy, that is freedom. Dependence is not the end of strength. It is the beginning of surrender. And surrender is where God does His best work. So yes, Paul, losing independence is scary, but learning to depend on God and the people He sends is beautiful. It is peace, it is relief, it is love in action. And it is the reminder that even when I cannot stand on my own, I am never standing alone.
Wow. The moment you realize you're dependent on someone, a shift occurs, he says. Something softens. Something opens up. Dependence is not weakness. Dependence is not wisdom. Dependence is humility, he says. That's where God steps in when you get stuck. Not just between the nightstand. You get stuck in a place or direction you don't know to go. God sends Tanya, your friends, help is on the way. He sends somebody in your life that helps you. He sends people with strength to help you. Even though I can't stand on my own, I'm not standing alone, KG says. I like that one. Wow. That's good stuff. All right. I got 3 questions for you this week, KG, before you wrap up the show. Talk about the mindfulness of gratitude. Do you think gratefulness is a critical component of peace and happiness?
Oh, Paul, let me tell you something. Gratitude is not just a nice idea. Gratitude is a survival skill. Gratitude is spiritual oxygen. Gratitude is the thing that keeps you from losing your mind when life starts acting like it has no home training. Being mindful of gratitude is like keeping a flashlight in your pocket. You may not need it every day, but when life gets dark, you better believe you will be glad you have it. And yes, gratefulness is absolutely a critical component of peace and happiness. It is the secret sauce. It is the missing ingredient. It is the thing that turns chaos into calm and frustration into focus. Let me break it down the communicator 5-way. Gratitude is what keeps you from complaining about what you lost and helps you celebrate what you still have. Gratitude is what keeps you from staring at the closed door and helps you notice the open window. Gratitude is what keeps you from crying about the nightstand and helps you laugh about the rescue. Gratitude is what makes peace possible, because peace is not the absence of problems. Peace is the presence of perspective, and gratitude gives you that perspective. Gratitude is what makes happiness sustainable, because happiness is not about everything going right. Happiness is about recognizing what's still right even when everything else goes wrong. Gratitude is the thing that keeps your spirit from slipping into bitterness. It keeps your heart from sinking into sadness. It keeps your mind from drowning in worry. Gratitude is the rope you hold on to when life tries to pull you under. And here's the part that will make the audience holler. Gratitude is not just a feeling. Gratitude is a discipline. Gratitude is a choice. Gratitude is a muscle. You have to work it. You have to use it. You have to practice it. You have to say thank you even when you don't feel thankful, because the more you practice gratitude, the more peace you create. The more you practice gratitude, the more happiness you unlock. Gratitude is the key that opens the door to joy. And once you walk through that door, you realize something powerful. Peace is not found in perfect circumstances. Peace is found in a grateful heart. Happiness is not found in everything going your way. Happiness is found in noticing the blessings that were already there. So yes, Paul, gratitude is critical. Gratitude is essential. Gratitude is the foundation of peace and the fuel of happiness. And the more mindful you are of gratitude, the more your life becomes a place where joy can breathe.
Wow, where joy can breathe. It's oxygen. That's what he tells it. Spiritual oxygen. Gratitude is. It's the secret sauce. It's the secret ingredient. It's the rope you hang on to when life's trying to pull you under from all life's. Gratitude is not it's a choice, he says. It's a choice. It's a discipline. It's a muscle. You have to work it, practice it. It's not a feeling, gratitude. You have to work on it. Wow. Unbelievable. You hit a home run every week, KG. But let's wrap up the show and see what we have to say in summary.
We walk through 3 big themes that came straight out of the chapter Trapped Behind the Nightstand, and every one of them hit home. First, we talked about fear. Real fear. The kind of fear that shows up when you find yourself wedged between a bed and a nightstand like a grown man who made several questionable decisions. We talked about the fear I felt when I saw Tanja's face, and the fear she felt seeing me stuck. But underneath that fear was love. Deep love. Protective love. The kind of love that says, I'm here, I'm helping, and we are getting through this together. Second, we talked about dependence. Losing independence is not easy. It is humbling. It is frustrating. It is emotional. But it is also holy. Because dependence is not weakness. Dependence is wisdom. Dependence is trusting God enough to let Him send people to help you. It's learning that you don't have to be the hero in every scene. Sometimes God says, sit down, I'm sending Tanja. Third, we talked about gratitude. Being mindful of gratitude is not optional. It is essential. Gratitude is the flashlight you carry into dark places. Gratitude is the anchor that keeps your spirit steady. Gratitude is the key that unlocks peace and happiness. Peace is not found in perfect circumstances. Peace is found in a grateful heart. Happiness is not found in everything going right. Happiness is found in noticing what is still right. These three themes, fear, dependence, gratitude, weave together into one powerful truth. Life may knock you down, but God will always send someone to help you up. And when you recognize that, when you appreciate that, when you stay grateful for that, you find peace that cannot be shaken and joy that cannot be stolen. Powerful closing to send the listeners into the womb. Family, life will not always be smooth. You will not always feel strong. You will not always be able to do everything on your own, but you are never alone. You are never abandoned. You are never without help. When fear shows up, remember love is stronger. When independence fades, remember God provides. When frustration rises, remember gratitude restores. Tomorrow when you wake up, say a little prayer. Thank God for the ability to walk. Thank God for the people who help you. Thank God for the strength you still have, and thank God for the grace that carries you through what you cannot do alone. Walk into this week with gratitude in your heart, peace in your spirit, and courage in your step. And when life tries to trap you behind a nightstand, remember this. You may fall, you may get stuck, you may need help, but you will rise again. Now go into this week motivated, empowered, and ready to live with gratitude, trust, and joy. We'll see y'all next time.
Yeah, way to go, KG. Unbelievable, man. You're so awesome. Hey, if you like this show, share it. Thank you for watching Good and Faithful Servant Show here on Coach's Corner Podcast. Love you, KG. Stay tuned for these great messages from our sponsors. Without this show wouldn't be possible. Have a great sports week, everybody. So long.
When it comes to buying your next car, truck, or SUV, you need a team that puts you first. Here at the Sandy Sansing dealerships, we're proud to serve Pensacola and the Gulf Coast with the best selection, trusted service, and deals that work for your family. Just like great coaches build great teams, Sandy Sansing builds lasting relationships with every customer who walks through our doors. Because when it comes to finding your next vehicle, there's only one name to remember. Sandy Sansing can.
For 30 years, you have seen the orange Beck signs all over the Gulf Coast listing a property for sale or lease. Beck Partners is your trusted advisor in commercial real estate, property management, commercial and personal insurance. Senior Vice President David Valletto has been with Beck Partners since 1989. Take advantage of his wealth of knowledge by calling him today at 982-7352. 982-7352. Extensive experience in all aspects of leasing, sales, management, and site selection will make sure your expectations are exceeded.
My name is Steve Reynolds. I'm the manager and owner of Cordova Lanes, and we help keep your mind out of the gutter. Cordova Lanes is part of the community of Pensacola. Being here for 43 years, we've entertained more people than any other bowling center in the city. We self-fund for a living. Cordova Lanes is located at 2111 Airport Boulevard in Pensacola, behind Cordova Mall. Come on out and see us at Cordova Lanes Bowling Center. Thank you.
Arbitrium Consulting for all your fencing, landscaping, pressure washing, tree trimming needs. Call 850-483-0350 for your free estimates. Serving Pensacola, Gulf Breeze, Navarre, Fort Walton, Destin, Perdido, Gulf Shores, Foley, and the entire Gulf Coast. Arbitrium Consulting is owner-operated, fully licensed and insured. Call today, 850-483-0350, the official landscaper of Coach's Corner.
Did you know there's a place where you can get good neighbor service and surprisingly great rates on your home and auto insurance? Yep, and that place is, ta-da, State Farm. Here's the deal. State Farm agent Will Rentschler is your go-to agent in Pensacola, Florida for the service you deserve at the price that you want. So stop shopping around. State Farm agent Will Rentschler has you covered. Call 850-433-4678 for your surprisingly great rates today. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Legal disclaimer, individual premiums will vary by customer. All applicants subject to State Farm underwriting requirements.